got my apron because my brother hid my uniform like that.
Turn that, Taylor, turn that off because that's really getting to my ears. There's enough noise in this place as there is. Right, okay, Gerrydon service, remember it's Gerrydon service, table theatre. Yeah. So this table here is ordered 2 steak Diane. They paid a surcharge for this, and obviously you're going to say to them, it's good to get your table, you're charging a surcharge for this, all about the upsell, so that's a good positive, isn't it? So then you need to make sure that if that's on the menu, that all of these things are done. And what I normally would do is get all these things chopped up beforehand, clean film, put in your service fridge. So literally two Diane on order, we know is straight away, because obviously that took about 15 minutes to get sorted. But that's because we weren't prepared to do that. It should be button mushroom, standard, which is the little tiny ones. I would hope, the majority of the time the chefs would have done the mise en place for you. You've just got to make sure that you've got all your set up, because you don't want to go off when you leave the table. It needs to be here, you need to have the chat about what wine's going to go with it, what's the wine for you serve with this. Madam, you come up and try the Merlot with this because it works really well. So they'll also ask you what steak Diane sauce is.
Mushroom sauce.
It's a creamy mushroom sauce, but it's got those additives in it, which is obviously got your allergens to think about. So alcohol is one of those allergens. You know, it's one of those things. Also, you've got mustard, another allergen. So even though we're doing table theatre, we've still got to have that information. So we use these. Why are you going to use those and not? Because what else? Does that look nicer than an ordinary frying pan you fry your eggs in the morning? Yeah. Also, copper transfers heat much more readily. So when you're doing your table theatre, like crepe Chazette, steak Diane, chicken sandy man, toffee bananas, all those things, you need to have a pan that won't burn on the edge, because those stainless steel pans, what happens is they have a hot spot around the edge. If you notice when you pour boiling milk out of those pans, it fizzes everywhere. So it's important we use those, and it does, it looks really good. They're not particularly non-stick, but you have to remember a couple of things. We're using butter, we're not using oil, so that's another consideration, because what happens to butter if you overheat it? Burns. Although you want that nuttiness, that burnt rosette flavour in your steak, you don't want to take it to black. So there's a lot of control needed on these, and these particular things, obviously we're not using the methylated spirits because that will end in total evacuation of the premises. So control your heat, medium heat at this stage. This will be a flambe, so the alcohol is the flambe side of it, which is you want to see flambe, you want to see flames, but again, you've got to be safe. Cubes of butter, salted butter. If you're going to melt that, it's a 10-minute job, so you need to speak to people. You need to have a bit of banter. I'm not asking you to say what you do at the weekend. And did you see Palace play the other day? We don't need that sort of banter. What you want about it, it's nice to see, I can say any plans for the evening. I guess we've got to do as well, especially if they're out.
Well, at least some Palace on the phone then, because I'm recording you. Well, I'm going to put it on the Google Classroom.
That fact that I'm being recorded, because obviously that will make me totally shut up.
Yeah. And probably help us lot on the Google Classroom
Right,
to
so
watch
it's all
it.
about deglazing. So as chefs, and you've done that chef qualification before, deglazing is when you've got some flavour in your pan, you can use that flavour by using alcohol, wine, cream. This is why we do it in one pan. So when we look at the steak in here, it's going to be medium. We always do steak Diane medium rare. People will ask for it to be well done. That's a challenge for the service, because that means you're going to stand in 15 minutes cooking it. So what you would say is, on the menu we would say, steak Diane, cooked medium rare. If you require that well done, then we would do the sauce in-house, because you can't be sitting here 15 minutes, then do the sauce. It's nice, and you wouldn't be able to get it that well done. So, butter's melted. You've got some rum here. Nice bit of sizzle going on. afford to turn that up a bit now, but it's a control. I'd rather go from high to low. If that is actually start to go. Yeah, I think the cylinder's gone. Cylinder, yeah.
It's going to get another cylinder.
Shit.
Wouldn't that be part of your Region Plus to make sure you've got a full canister?
How do you know?
Exactly. Test the flames if it's going down.
It's really, yeah, they don't go off. You know where they are? Oh, where's my cheese? So I need to pause that one. Take long, did it? That's what it's going to take long. It's annoying that you've got to bring it back up to speed. That's fine. So we're cooking the steaks. That should be slightly warmed. So you want to have that slightly warm because we're going to put the steaks on that plate, keeping them warm because I'm going to be glazing the pan once we cook the steaks. You need to be start thinking about. So it's level 3. You should have done this constantly. You should go around picking things up. Generally, just practicing that. So
You use chopsticks.
it's a so now I'm getting a little bit of caramelisation going on. I'm still mindful that it's there is some raw meat there, so I need to be a bit more careful. I'm looking at about 2 minutes, a minute and a half aside. And it's almost, and you'll see because when you put the steak into the hot butter, it starts to cook. That's when you can turn it. If you turn it too early, it sticks to the bottom of the pan. I'm turning down now. It's really,
Yeah, I'll just come over and just serve the steak.
so I've done a minute and a half. I've turned it. A minute and a half. I've turned it back just to continue a little bit of cooking through. So this will be medium rare. Let's get into conversation with the customer. If they want it more, then we'll have to do it in the kitchen. You can still do the sauce at the table, so you can prepare the sauce, all the ingredients, give them a well done steak if they must, and then you can do your sauce. So you can still do a flambe, but not the steak. Steak's quite happily. I want to add a little bit more butter to the pan. It's all these lumps.
You also done for the flavour of the steak as well, haven't you? Just on the steak flavour.
Yeah. And if your chef's kind for you, he'll break up the shallots rather than just leave them in chunks.
Just says thinly sliced, it didn't say break up.
I thought it was supposed to be done.
You also sliced.
Right, so we've got our onions in now. So what's happening now? We've got that lovely butter. Moving around, medium heat now. Keeping that moving because I want to pick up some of the flavours from the bottom of that pan. So you'll see there's no burning now because we've got oil. You haven't overcooked it, just control that heat. Once you've got a bit of bubble going with shallots, you can add the mushroom. Remember, I'm not touching anything. Use cutlery wherever possible. It's all about that. the mushrooms are now soaking up all that lovely onion and steak. I'm going to add the mustard now. A teaspoon of the Dijon mustard. Now adding liquid. So the Worcester sauce goes in, it's going to steam up. So just be careful. A bit of reduction going on now. Finishing with cream. Okay, so now a bit more heat. This is the flambe, so nice and hot. Round in. Tilt.
Oh, Jesus.
I can do that. Might burn me
That
up.
burns off some of the alcohol. Turn down the heat now to minimum.
That's a
Your
very
cream
thick
in there. Pasta in there. And now this is where the sauce is now coming together. Got a little bit of reduction now. So now I'm going into the serving platter. So normally it'd be one serving steak. Got a little bit of a bubble going on now. Don't be tempted to turn the pan. Don't pour from the pan because it's doesn't look right. And you'll notice I'm just pouring it on the top of the steak.
What do I get with it?
Then we get some pommes frites, I would hope, some sort of fried potato, a nice bit of salad. It'd be nice if we had some sort of garnish. And that's it. The service.